Hello, this is Bridget Raw with Divine Essentials. Okay guys, how are you? I'm sitting on my table because I just set this up and it's like hooked up. There was like little clips and it was kind of hard to get like the right angle here, and it's still like not. I'm like, whatever, no matter what I did. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna sit on the table. This is the only way it works. We're gonna talk about the Orions, okay? So I did the series with the starseed characteristics and traits like years ago now, and I was like, yeah, I'll do them, and then I just never did them. It's kind of just one of those things. I will eventually do things that I say I'm going to do, but sometimes it takes longer than others. I think some of it is too because the ones that are left are like the ones that I don't really connect with, and it's like Mintaken, I can feel like a connection to that. Orion, so it's funny because Orion was the first thing that I ever like recognized in the night sky before anybody taught me about stars and stuff. Like, I don't even think anybody ever did teach me stars. But like, I knew what Orion's belt was. I used to come home and just stare at it. And later on, when I went through my awakening and I realized where the Pleiades is, it's in the eye of Taurus, and Orion the hunter is literally like going after Taurus. It's like, oh, like we're right in the eye of Taurus, like staring at Orion. I feel like some of the Pleiadian souls may feel that like familiarity of looking there, because you probably would have looked there from where you lived in the Pleiadian energy as well. That's just kind of like something that came to me at that time. Take what resonates for you. I think some of the people that I have met that have the Orion energy, it's kind of like they've been abrasive. And also there was the Galactic War, and I think Orion gets a bad name in the Galactic War, which kind of, anything that's like, I always seem to turn away from, like, whether it's like, I just don't want to feel this, I'm just going to stay over here. Like with mediumship, I wasn't a fan of doing mediumship because I didn't like to feel like the hurt and stuff or the pain that people go through. So I'm somebody that kind of tends to avoid things that don't necessarily feel a certain frequency. And that doesn't mean that it's a bad frequency. It's just not the frequency that I prefer, maybe, I guess. If you resonate with Orion, you're obviously probably going to resonate with some of these things here. So you would have a strong sense of purpose. You may have like just this overwhelming knowing that you have something to do. And I feel like those people kind of get plagued by that thought or that idea. Like it's in there and it's like they know they want to be doing something, but they're just not quite sure what. And I think they spend a lot of time debating, and also doubting because of the world that we live in. I don't think it's anybody. I think this is kind of like a collective starseed sense anyhow, but it may just be more amplified in the Orion souls, okay? And you may be focused on guiding and assisting others, so there's a myriad of ways to do that. You may find yourself bouncing around, how can I be of service, and sometimes that shows up in ways we don't even recognize or expect. Someone messaged me last night, and at first I didn't understand what they meant, but then I was like, oh yeah, they're like, you made Christmas happen for so many people, like you helped to deliver magic to so many kids. And I was like, what are you talking about? And then I'm like, oh, delivering all the Amazon packages. Yeah, man, I delivered a lot of fucking Christmas presents. And then today both of my nephews were like, Santa Claus, like, because I wore this. So yeah, like that's something I didn't think of. Like I didn't think of like, oh, I'm delivering magic across the land. But other people see that. So don't, even when it feels mundane, look for what you're actually doing. Look for the magic in what you're doing. You probably will start to find like I am assisting others in weird like ways that I didn't even know. Highly intuitive and empathic, so you possess strong intelligence with emotions, and you will understand other people's emotions. You're gonna just have like a deep knowing of like what's under the surface. Okay, when you look at somebody and they're like acting a certain way, but you can sense that what they're acting like on the surface isn't the reality. Like, or even if it is the reality in that moment, you know that there's another side of them, or that there's a part of them that's not coming out at this moment, but we will like pick up on the undertones of it. I pick up on a lot of tension. Like, again, that's why a lot of times I like to spend time by myself, because I'm like, oh God, everybody's so upset. Like, and they don't even realize it either. A lot of people don't realize like where they're at, and I'm just as you know, guilty of that. You know, I can get into so many places, but so many of us can, but we would probably be more apt to see in others that type of thing going on. Like, oh, like, I can see what they really mean, what they feel. So you'd be very empathic, very intuitive. You'd probably be like, see, I told you so, told you. I'm not surprised that that person turned out to be, oh no, so bad. Like, I tried to tell you. You'll probably have some of that go on, and you may not approach it in that way, but under the, like, within yourself, you're like, oh wow, I'm so surprised. Okay. Like, but it'd be like, no, I'm not surprised. You probably understand what's going on in a movie before other people understand, like, oh, I didn't see that coming. You saw it coming. Yearning for knowledge and understanding, you would be somebody that likes wisdom. And again, like, I resonate with all of these things. So I feel like a lot of us, again, don't limit yourself as like, I'm only Orion, or I feel like many of us are many of them. But the wisdom thing for myself came up very young. Like, I remember my mom always having that thing about like, oh, wait till you hit 30, or wait till you hit 40, or wait till boop. And I've never been like that, because I was like, wisdom. You get wisdom. I want wisdom. Like, when I was a little girl, I'm like, I just want some wisdom. I think that's wise in itself to know, like, oh, with age comes wisdom, mother. Like, you may have been like that, or you may just look at things like as learning opportunities, drawn to spirituality in philosophy, and like analyzing, why is the psychology the way it is? Why do people do what they do? Why is this person pretending to be this way when really they feel that way? Let me ponder all of this. And that makes you a deep thinker and a deep feeler and just a deep intuitive. So yeah, you'll probably, you know, understand that and be on a unique path, or searching for a unique path where you can be in service with your wisdom and acquiring that wisdom, and looking at all of the things that you experience as learning, you know, situations. Not like, I'm a victim. You may feel like a victim once in a while, but you're not going to stay there. Okay? Longing for adventure and exploration. Have an adventurous spirit and often feel restless or unfulfilled by routine. So you probably are somebody that, even if you fall into a routine, you may want to shake it up every once in a while, or take a different route home. You probably are somebody that like doesn't like, just like, you don't see yourself committed to someone else's like business long term. It's like, no, I'm probably going to be better off as like an entrepreneur, or someone that can be like adaptable, like, you know, like a handyman, right? Like, I saw this, it was so cool. I keep forgetting to show my dad. There's like this couple that just started this thing, and all these people are hiring this guy, and I'm like, this guy's like my dad. Like, what do you need? You need a dad? Basically, it's like the name of this thing, and it's like, yeah, I'll come if I can change your oil. Yep, oh, you have a squeaky door. Like, all the things that like a lot of people out there don't know how to do it. They wouldn't bother to do it. They're just going to pay someone to do it. And that's what this guy's doing. He's just doing random ass tasks for so many people, and they're so easy, but he's getting paid for it. And I'm like, Dad, you should be doing this, because he does it already for free. Anytime someone has something, they're like, does Keith know how to do that? He does. And even if he doesn't, he'll figure it out and do it. So you may have that type of thing going with those services, okay? And just be like open to having that freedom. Like, that would be maybe something that would feel fulfilling to you, to like not really know what I'm doing tomorrow, but I'm doing something, you know. And like probably wanting to travel, and you know, when I think of Orion, I think like that was part of the thing that happened with the war, is that they were like, you know, trying to expand. So connection to nature and the cosmos, deeply affected by the natural world, and you're going to feel a strong connection to, you know, animals, to the stars, to the planet, to the plants, to everything, probably even like inanimate objects too, because I feel like starseeds as a whole kind of have this. You may do it with specific things. Like I feel like a lot of starseeds have a very strong connection with the dolphins. Not all of them, but many of them. And it's because it's like a familiar frequency, similar like wavelength. There's something there that's different than the others. But you still love all animals. It's just a deeper thing. It's like you're like my, like you're on my level but beyond my level, you know, like the dolphins are beyond us. But you would be someone that would understand what I'm saying by saying that, like, yeah, they are. Some people just look at them as fish, that, oh, that's just dinner, like whatever, like, so I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, I don't even know if those are humans. I don't know what those are. I don't know what happened to that. I don't know how people can just be like, especially with dogs, okay? So you'll probably be somebody that feels this way, like, how could you not like dogs? How do you not like animals? Like, animals are sensitive, empathic, they're little star seeds, okay? That's basically what they are. And you would be connected to the stars. You may find yourself gazing at certain stars. You may know Orion's belt. I know that is common for a lot of star seeds, you know, to have had that thing with Orion, because I've been talking about this for so long. Like when I've done like the Pleiadian chat back in the day with Larry Loughlin, it was so long ago. I remember like we would have like, you know, kind of like a podcast for back then. This was before podcasts, but it was all audio recorded and put onto YouTube. People would comment and be like, yes, I've done that. I've seen the Orion. Like, many people have told me on their own accord about that without me even mentioning, or me too. The same thing with the dolphin thing. So I know it is something that is like, it goes across the spectrum. It is like, these people aren't lying, and I'm not prompting them. I'm not planting that into them. They come with that on their own. You know, some people may have seen it beforehand and present that information, but a lot of them don't even know that. They're just like, I've always loved dolphins. And I'm like, oh, funny you should say that. That's another sign of being a starseed. And they're like, really? And I can, again, read the authenticity in their face when I say that. So again, those may be things that you would pick up on too. And then creative and artistic, expressive, you'd be somebody that would probably like to work with different things, like, you know, paint and make pretty stuff and play with the crystals and just be creative. Be creatively you. You probably like music, art, writing, just expressing yourself in different ways. So however that feels appropriate to you. Some people may do it through their like body language, some through their clothes, some may like adorn themselves with tattoos, jewelry, whatever, you know, hair color. They just express themselves differently. Okay? Similar leadership qualities: possess a natural leader ability, a knack for inspiring others. So you may be somebody that like just kind of steps into that role, you know, like when I go to work jobs, it's like, hey, can you be in charge here even though you're not supposed to be? Okay. It just happens. So you probably, like in a crisis situation when everyone's losing their shit, you're probably like, okay, yo, do this, do that, calm the hell down, let me take over. You may have, and it may show up in various degrees, and where it shows up may be coming up in various ways for you, because again, we all imprint differently, we all have our unique markers. These are just, you know, some of the things I can think of specifically in my own life where I've seen that type of stuff come about. You know, and I've had many people be like, oh my God, you've helped me through so much. You've inspired me. I started my channel because of you. You know, boop. Like I started making my own cards. I started selling crystals. I started doing this. So many people. So you may not even know how many people you inspire. Like sometimes I get messages from people that I don't even know watch me, and they're like, you've inspired me so much. I know I don't ever like comment, but boo. So know that you may not even know people are being inspired by you. Strong sense of justice and equality, passionate about making the world a better place and championing the underdog. So you probably get like, what the hell is wrong with everybody? Like the things that are wrong in the world, that are literally wrong with the world, that are not just kind of like half-ass wrong with the world, that like people are just making these things up to kind of be a pain in the ass. It's like, that's not really a problem. You're just making it one. You care about the deeper ones. You see solutions for the deeper ones. and you're like, why aren't we doing that? Why doesn't everybody notice this? So remember that about yourself and take that leadership quality, if these things resonate for you, and inspire others, because I feel like there's a push right now for the Starseeds. Like, if you're awake and you're seeing a lot of other people are in fear right now, and a lot of other people are freaking out right now, you've got to speak up, especially if you have people like that just need, they don't even know what they need, but they need something. And right now this is needed: leadership and empathy and caring for justice and all of that. Someone that's actually gonna go for the underdog, not these big assholes that just want to keep the rich richer and the poor poorer. So we come in to help from within. We come in. I've always felt that too. I'm like, I feel like just certain weird things that would click in my mind over my life. I was like, I feel like I'm undercover in some ways, but there's also things about me that like fired me up and let me know that like I'm not just a run-of-the-mill normal situation here. It's just based off of what's happened and what happens on a regular basis. I'm like, this ain't normal. I don't see anybody else living life like that unless they're like, one of us. So you may feel like that. You may notice that about your life. Start, paying more attention to it. Start calling it in. Start utilizing it, and start inspiring others and helping others and waking them up gently. Don't be like that, and don't fight with people, and don't waste your time with the people who you can tell are not going to wake up. But there are some that are awake that have no idea what to do right now, and there's some that are just waking up. But that can go either way. People fall back to sleep if they don't fucking... I've fallen back to sleep in some ways. Still aware, but I wasn't like... There's different levels to it. So you got to keep going through your levels and helping others. But you be passionate about making the world a better place. You can be prone to challenges. You may face difficulties fitting in, dealing with strong emotions, balancing your ambitious nature with personal well-being. You may be a little bit like, oh, let me not sleep so I can send orders out. Oh, let me, give to my own demise. And let me, stay in these situations that are clearly harming me, but I'm just going to continue to do it because I'm silly. You may have done some of those things, okay? And again, it may have appeared to be like in service to others, but you were probably really harming yourself. So that may be something to pay attention to within yourself. Like, am I like sacrificing my own well-being at this point? And I'm always like, I want to give. I do want to give. And if I had it, I'd give it. Like, anytime I've ever had anything, I've given it, or I've offered it. And if somebody tells me they need something I have, I'm like, here you go. But we have to put a cap on that too. We don't want to like serve self solely, but we want to make sure that we are able to serve others healthily. And we can't do that from an empty cup, and we can't do that from harming ourselves, overworking ourselves, not sleeping, not eating, those stupid things that we can do sometimes. You got to lead by example too. So like, you don't want to lead your people into starvation and insomnia land. Like, no, show them how to take care of themselves by being the example. And that may help you to practice better self-care. Thinking of it like that, like, I need to set an example. I need to be the leader here. I need to take charge here. I can't keep like, half-assing it. I gotta step up. And then you may have like different visions or dreams or things that fire you up and remind you, or just recurring dreams from a childhood. You may have that calling to certain stars, or you may just know it. You may just feel it. Even just hearing the word Orion, there just may be like this call inside of you. And again, I feel like if you are one, there's good chances that you're many. So, look into others. You may be drawn to different symbolism with Orion, like the 3 stars there. You may be drawn to those pyramids. There's more than one set of pyramids in that little three for thing too. You may be just kind of drawn to different ancient cultures and like, the stars and astrology, symbolism to do with all of that. Just like the galactic stuff, which I feel like, again, kind of ties into all star seeds, but you may specifically be really like zoomed in on that, like the pattern of 3 even itself, or 369 Nikolai Tesla. You know, I feel like he has some of that energy. Doop boop boop doop. Yeah, the 3 belts in Orion's belt, those 3 stars in Orion's belt may be, you know, just significant for you. And you may have some physical characteristics, but they're not, again, I don't like to say that. A lot of people like to be like, well, what are the physical characteristics? I don't think it matters. I think you could be any color. I think you could have any shape of any type of thing. I think as a whole with starseeds, they have their souls in their eyes. You're going to see that they have different eyes. They're going to have a light about them. Their aura may shine brighter than others, or it may dull too, because if you're not taking care of yourself, your aura will be like, So, you know, take care of yourself so that your aura does shine, but your aura will shine through. People will be drawn to you, pets will be drawn to you, babies will be drawn to you, people may stare at you, people that you don't know will blah, 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 everything about themselves to you, trauma jumping, oh my goodness, like, who are you, I just came on the bus, type of things happen with you. And yeah, so hopefully this helps you guys. I do plan on doing the others that I have listed down, and if there's one that you would like to hear about that I haven't already done, let me know, or just drop it down below anyways. If I have done it, I'll get the video and pop it there for you. But thank you guys very much, and Renee, namaste.